We're recording now. Don't say anything you don't want on social
On the
media.
internet.
I got a booster seat.
Oh,
I was about to sit on it too. I was like,
I would have been real confused at first.
for a second, I was like, maybe she needs me really high up for this.
So when I like first got my Instagram or like started my Instagram, whatever, it was mostly to have like a portfolio of my work.
Okay.
And then I really am like at a point that like I do take new clients, but like it's few and far between because I'm pretty booked. So then I just sort of was like, let me switch it to still a portfolio, but more like fun, more kind of like at first I was gonna do more like tips for hairstylists, and there's like a ton of that.
Yeah.
So then I was like, okay, maybe I do tips for like people in general, clients.
Yeah.
Or what products to use, like that whole shebang.
Yeah.
And then I was kind of like, I just want to do it for fun. And so some of it is informative. Some of it is like selling me in the business and like why you should book with me. And then some of it is like hair care tips, stuff like that. I just never was consistent until like this year.
Oh yeah.
Like, okay, let me get my life together. Everyone else is doing it. Like
everyone else is getting their life together. Everyone else is posting.
Doing social media.
I'm like, who are those people? Where do we find them?
Not here, okay? But so I mean that's really like why I've been consistent, because I've gotten less like hard on myself about like it needs to stay in this specific niche. And I was like, okay, I can kind of do like multiple things, and make it all cohesive.
I think that that's a lot of people do get stuck on, this is my strategy, or this is what I'm supposed to be doing, or this is what everyone else is doing.
Yeah.
When really, well, one, things change, people pivot, as do businesses, right? So even if your social media at one point was geared towards being your portfolio, 3 months later, if that no longer serves the purpose of your goal, then it's okay to change. And I think people do kind of get stuck, or they're like, well, how do I change it? Do I need to start a whole new social media? And it's like,
that is where I was. And so I did, like, when I decided that I was gonna start, like, make it more public and open, like I went through and like deleted my kids' stuff. Like I deleted stuff that didn't have to do with hair specifically. And like my kids would love to be in stuff.
right.
But I was like, if I'm gonna try to like for real grow this, like I just don't need them in this. Like
Right.
they're little.
Yeah.
They don't quite understand. So I did like delete anything personal, I guess. And then now I'm kind of like, that's what sells, is the more personal.
Yeah.
And I tried to make it just way businessy. Because you do see online, like you have to pick your niche, you have to pick your like what you're gonna do. And that seemed harder to me to be consistent with one specific thing. So I'm kind of trying to branch out.
Well, there's lots of people who do multiple, I mean, even me, like I do, really the business is geared towards creating content and strategies for larger businesses. But then I also speak on entrepreneurship and, working moms and yoga stuff. Like there's so many different things. So how do you incorporate it all? Sorry, this is gonna be hard. I'm gonna talk so much.
Oh, you're fine.
See, now I'm apologizing to you and not myself. It's so much better having a person here. I'm gonna apologize. At least someone could be around for it.
Listen, I am the ultimate like, oh, I'm sorry.
I know, even my text to you this morning, I was like, I'm sorry, I'm gonna be 5 minutes late. It's like 5 minutes. Like
I know it's not that crucial.
I know, but in my mind, you're like, it's fine. I'm like, but it's not. I'm one of those 5 minute people, like 5 minute early people. I'm gonna have to edit this to make one cohesive storyline, even because We're gonna like
we're gonna go on all these different rants. Okay.
I know that's fine. It's part
you.
of it's part
You're
of
the one that has to do that work.
I know exactly. That's you know what? That's one of the hardest pieces I think of video content. Like a lot of people do outsource it, and I've thought of it. I've thought about outsourcing the editing, even though it's something I can do. But I'm like, this new venture that I'm doing of video content, is supposed to ideally bring in either larger clients or lead to the coaching program. And I'm like, okay, it's supposed to hopefully bring in money eventually. Like I don't want to spend money. And I know I'm in marketing, you have to spend money to make money, but I'm like, this is something I can do.
Yeah.
So I'm not outsourcing the editing. So I'm literally creating the video and then watching myself talk and editing it.
So that's actually one of the hardest things. If you go through my like my videos, there may be like a video with my voice.
Yeah.
But for a long time I was like, I'm just gonna film like the hair and I'm gonna be like a faceless thing because I hate going back and like watching myself or seeing stuff. Like sometimes you see these videos and people have like these nice voices and you're like, man, like I want to do that. Like I want to talk through what I'm doing. And then like I hear myself and I'm like, no, I don't.
You're like, actually, that's not what I want.
And I'm sure like, it's something you get used to like as you go.
Yeah.
Because I follow a lot of hair accounts and like they're talking through their services. And I was like, that's what I'm gonna do. Like I'm gonna explain to new stylists and like clients what to ask for. And then I get awkward when I have to do the voiceover and like put to words what I'm doing. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. I just know what I'm doing. So that's probably been like more of a struggle is getting like comfortable on camera doing it.
Yes, if you've seen any of the videos that I've done as of late, then that's like the hardest thing. And I keep telling myself also like I'll get used to it, but nope.
Stop encouraging me.
Sorry. I never said I was a motivational account. I don't think, not once.
You're like, I'm realistic.
Yes. I'm like, do it. Yeah. It sucks. It's gonna suck a lot in the beginning. But I do think it's got to, right? You've got to get better at it. I mean, at least I'm doing it. Before I wouldn't even post the stuff. And eventually I was like, you know what? I've just got to post it and it's not going to be great. And there was especially since I've been in like marketing and social media for so long, to go in and post something that was myself. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, knowing, okay, this isn't great and this could be better. But if I don't just post it, I'm never going to get started,
So I think that's like, I need to be more in that mindset because I do have ones that I'm like, oh, like I could have filmed that better. I could have changed the lighting. I should have retaken that video. And like, it's totally fine.
Right.
I'm just my own harshest critic.
Exactly.
I'm like, well, that's not really what it looked like in person. It was better in person. Like nobody's ever going to see the in person.
Right.
So I do need to probably
a little bit. Maybe
and just know that, definitely the overthinking, especially when you're like smaller, like I am. Like I said, I just really this year was like, okay, I'm going to grow my social media. So like forever, I was at like my clients were my followers. Like I had maybe 300 people, like super small account. And then I was like, all right, let me try this. And then it's kind of the reality of like, oh, strangers are going to see this. And like I have seen accounts where people have posted hair that, like they're very clearly new to doing hair. And it's not like the most amazing work, like, it's not Instagram worthy or like whatever. And like I see the comments and I'm like, do I want to get into this? Like it's nerve wracking to like think, okay, I'm gonna put this content out and like it needs to be top notch.
Well, also because it's not just putting content, it's your work. And so someone's going to sit here and they're not just critiquing, like if they're going to have a negative comment, they're not just critiquing like a video that you took, or yeah, it's like you're also the work that you did and they're not seeing it in person and you're not able to explain why, or, you know, or sometimes also I'll show content or graphic that I think is horrible, you know, and seriously, but like a client specifically wanted it and made so many edits and so many edits. You know, sometimes we do have clients that like don't trust the process.
Yeah.
And so they're like, okay, change this, change this, change this. And I'm like, this graphic is horrible. And then if someone's going to go to their account and be like, oh, that's one of these clients, I don't know, like, you know, and it's like, no, that's what that client wanted, you know. So that's the other thing, you get judged on so many things, but if you don't put yourself out there, then the people who aren't going to judge you, who actually like the stuff that you do, also aren't going to see it. So that's the hard thing.
Yeah, definitely getting, just like putting yourself out there.
Yeah.
When you, like I said, I'm still like super small. I'm still like 500 people, but that's still, I don't have 500 clients. So it's still definitely people I don't know.
Right.
That are watching this. And just getting like that, I don't know, like thinking about like, oh, the algorithm, like you hear that all the time.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, how do I get into that?
How do I get into that? Like, how do I find you? How do you find me?
Is there something special I need to be doing?
Like, I'm ready.
I know, like let's let one go viral, okay?
There are obviously things like do this for the algorithm, do that. The thing that I've noticed the most is just posting like consistently, like
those drafts sitting there. I just gotta
put them.
I just gotta like, I either need to find, which I feel like I used to have one. Like one that posts like for you.
Oh yeah,
I just forget. Like once I get here and like, you know, I've gotten kids going and all that stuff. And like once I get here, that's like my work time.
Yeah.
And I like forget.
Yeah.
It's 5 seconds. Like I just literally go to drafts and click post and
I'll remind you when we're letting this sit. So perfect. Yeah, there you go.
And they did finally, I had CapCut like a while ago and
I love CapCut.
I never used it. And then I was like, I really need to make like a bunch to have them like sitting there. So if I don't film in one day, like it's not a big deal. So I did the other day, like I sat down in my office in the house for like an hour and I like made some, but I need to just kind of film more just like when I'm doing hair. So I have like stuff to go, not just always necessarily before and afters.
Yeah.
I need to just in general film more. So I have like batch content.
Right.
I just
all the things you need should,
because like, you know, you're in the middle of like getting this done and
right.
You're like, oh wait, I was supposed to do something else. So I think that's been harder. Like it's easy for me to like see these social media influencers that like that is their job, right? Like your job is to film. And I'm like, my job is to make y'all look pretty, but then also I have to film it and I forget.
Well, that's the thing. It's social media is a full-time job and it's your marketing, you know, but on top of it, you are actually like providing the service and booking the clients and, you know,
yeah, like I'm running the whole
you're running the whole business, paying the bills, making sure everything. Yeah, it's like that's a lot to keep track of. So how do you fit it all in?
I just keep saying that it will get easier when my youngest is in school. Like she starts kinder in August.
To tell you yes, but
for in my head, right now, I drop the oldest one off, and then like go get the little one ready, drop her off, get here, and it just feels like there's not like these minutes in my day. Whereas like when I drop them off at the same place, at the same time,
no, you do get some time.
Then there's like an hour before I have to be at work that I could like get here, get stuff done. Whereas now I'm like, flying in at 8:55 and my client's at 9. So in my head, it'll get easier in August and I will have time. But I think that's like, I think about these people when they have like, you know, thousands and millions of, did we discuss this little?
Oh yeah, I had a little skin thing.
Okay.
And they
I
had
was like,
to...
did we discuss this here? Because like
you're like, what is this? They had to
making sure
they had to remove a spot, like they thought that was like a like, you know, skin cancer. It wasn't.
Sorry to get us off topic, but
no, you're like, what is this?
I like sectioned it and it just like flung up, and I was like,
you're like, did your daughter cut your hair? I have a spot on my leg too. They cut both out, and then the spot on my leg, they're like, we actually need to cut more because it was not, I mean, it wasn't like cancerous, but it was basically the one that can turn into melanoma.
Oh, okay.
If you don't remove it. But they removed like a huge, like I had 9 stitches, this huge section.
You're like, time out, that's not what I signed up for.
I know, I had no idea, this like ginormous, and I'm like, thank God the one on my scalp was fine. I was like, how much would you shave my head? Jeez.
You would have fixed it.
How?
Give it a little toupee.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, you're good, but I mean, what was I say? Yeah, so that's one of the hardest things also is like, how do you run a business, market the business, but you're also a parent and you have to get the kids to school. And then what if the kids don't have school, or what if they get sick, or, you know, like, and it does, you do have more time. It's just, I guess it's harder in a different way. Like, you know,
there's
as the kids
more
get
going
older
on with them, but I do feel that like morning, like, because I don't have that, like in my head, I'm like, well, I'm going to have this extra hour that I have nothing to do with, right? Like I don't have a million other things to do, that I can go and create content.
Yeah.
But so there's this girl that I follow. I do not remember her name. She's a hairstylist. And so she does monthly content days where she brings in like 3 or 4 clients and like restyles them and just films. Like she's already filmed their befores when they came in and got their hair done. And so like a couple weeks after they have their hair done, she brings them all back. She styles them all nice, does all the filming, does all of that.
Wow.
So I was like, okay, like I could do that. But then like my clients work. So then like when am I doing this? Like on a Sunday? Like they can't just come in midday and do that. So I was like, that would be amazing to have like this content day. You're like, I got this. Like that would be amazing to be able to specifically say like, okay, these are the days that I'm going to film content. But like right now, that is not my reality. So I do have to carve out that time and be like intentional about it. Which is difficult with 2 little kids.
Of course. But when you know, another thing you could do for times like that, there's always people looking for, like I have one of our jewelry clients, they do styled shoots, and they're always looking for someone to do like, they all work together, right? So someone provides the outfit, someone provides the jewelry, someone does the hair, someone does the makeup. Like if you have these connections and you are doing it for your people already,
really thought about that.
Because
that
then
would be cool.
And then y'all are all posting it and you're all tagging each other, and so you're kind of getting more views on the content that you're doing. Like if you're doing it, how do you maximize it, right?
Yeah, I never really thought about like looking for something like that, but that would.
Well, I have connections of, I've got all the.
Of course you do.
Of course, but you also have here, right? I mean.
Yeah, no, I mean, like I said, I just never really thought about
doing that.
I've done one, I don't know what it was for, to be honest with you, back when I was in like my big salon. We did do like a styled photo shoot, but I also started doing hair pre-social media. So this is all really new for me, that like I built my whole business just word of mouth. And referrals. And I didn't have to use it. And so now adding that into the mix has been weird. Whereas like, you know, these newer stylists, like they're used to it. They're good at social media. They're not like an old dinosaur over
You
here.
are
Like, that's
not
what I
a
feel like when I'm
dinosaur.
like,
Are you younger than me? Calm down.
but that's what I feel like when I'm like, oh man, like I gotta add a whole nother element to my job. Like I gotta
Right.
film this too.
Yeah, yeah. What about like, because you have that tripod, like just sticking your phone in there, or you know what?
Yeah, I do have that tripod for that reason. You want to know how often I use the thing? Doing is one of these shelves over here. I just prop my phone there.
That's amazing.
Even though there's a whole tripod.
There is a full purpose with a ring light.
Yeah, no, I totally bought that too. One, because the lighting in here is not great for hair. Like it's great for me to see your head,
Right?
But it is not great like to actually film. Like everyone's hair looks a lot warmer. So that ring light has like a cool tone that I can add into the room. So that's really why I got it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just hangs out there watching me.
It's a nice little wall piece.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Beautiful decor.
It's just, it really is just like not thinking about it, because for so many years that I've done this, I haven't had to, or I haven't needed to, or had the desire to. But now, like, one, obviously it's a way to eventually make some side income, like recommending products and stuff like that. Because I have a really bad habit of like, if I don't have a product in stock that somebody wants to buy, I'm like, oh, they sell it at Ulta, they have it on Amazon, they have it whatever. And so like I'm recommending all this stuff.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, if I can grow my social media, I can have like an Amazon storefront or something.
Yeah.
Where if you're buying it there anyways because I recommended it to you, then I can get a little kickback.
So I saw you said you have a link tree, right?
I accidentally have a link.
Accidentally?
I signed up for it just to see what it was. And then it was like, you know, you have 7 days to like upgrade to premium or like cancel. And then I canceled and they were like, oh, what about if we give you one more free month? Because like I clicked that I didn't have time or something.
Right.
And they were like, what if we give you one more free month? And I was like, okay. And then I just forgot about it. And then I got an email that was like, your account was charged. And I was like, all right, well, I got this thing for a year.
So let's
see what I can do. And have I gotten on it again? Nope. No, that's a lie. I did get on it the other day when I watched your
with Stephanie, the micro.
Yes.
Yeah.
And she had like commented back to me when I commented about that I accidentally had a link tree. And she had told me to sign up for like that affiliate marketing website. So I did like get on there, work on it for a little bit, on signing up for that website and kind of like linking it all together. So I got that done, but I haven't done anything else. I did that last Thursday.
That's awesome though.
So like
that's
step one,
done. Okay.
We just need step 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whatever.
You skipped right over 2. You're like, whatever.
I don't need that
one. It'll happen when it happens. That's definitely the way that I do things. Let's start with step 5. And maybe the other steps will fall into place at some point. Well, that like I think if you do the link tree for, you know, these different products, and then at least you have it. It's something. So, and I don't know if it's, you know, it might be something that happens in August, right? But like if you do have the video, and then you're like me, where you don't want to talk on the camera because I hate it. So what I did the other day was,
you picked a great job for not liking talking to cameras.
Oh my God. I'm usually behind the camera. I'm usually other people talk on the camera and I just have to edit it. I don't have to usually do myself. This is actually the first time in 7 years I've had to market myself. It is horrible. I don't know how you people do it.
See, that's what it like. I feel like I can hype up anybody, right? Like I can be like, this person's amazing, go see them, they do this, they do that. And then when it comes to like hyping up myself, it feels awkward. It feels, I don't know, uncomfortable. Like I'm like, I promise I'm good. Like
yeah. No, that's the same. Like my service is always, or it's been word of mouth. It's always spoken from itself. And if people do talk to me and we start talking about their business, then, I come up with great ideas. I'm really good with strategy. It comes up naturally. I get hired, but a lot of people are hiring social media managers because it's become such a big job. They're hiring them in-house. And so they no longer really need an agency.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm kind of, some of these larger clients do. They rather outsource it. I mean, if you outsource it, they don't have to pay for like benefits or anything like that. So it does end up saving them money.
Yeah.
But for some of the medium-sized clients, it makes sense for me to just be like a consultant or a strategist for them, and they have someone on their team that does it. So now I'm having to like market myself and create this content, and it's so uncomfortable, and I can market anyone but myself. So yes. I totally get it.
And I think that's where, like when I said, when I'm making these videos, it does feel like I'm marketing me more than like before when it was just my portfolio and it was like, oh, go check out my work. Right. And now that I'm putting myself on there, I'm like, ooh, this is a different ball game.
Yeah, this is right in the.
I have to get dressed. I have to get ready. I have to look presentable and go to people's hair. Yeah, they're asking a lot of me.
Well, so what I did the other day, I was like, okay, I know I need to do video content. I did not want to do, like, after doing that informational video the other day where I had like 27 minutes and a million outtakes, and I was like, I can't do that. I can't put myself through that again. Like, that was really hard. But I was like, but I do have something to say,
Yeah.
So instead I did the candle making. I took a glass bottle, one of these wine bottles that are really like the label on, and I bought a glass cutter, and so I just videoed me doing the craft that I was going to do anyways, and then I just wrote what I wanted to say on top of it, and so I didn't have to actually talk or have my face on the video. It actually did really well.
Oh,
like
that's nice.
A lot of people watched it. I mean, I think they just wanted to see the whole glass of me. Like, it is cool, and it had nothing to do with social media. Like, I'm literally taking a wine bottle and just doing a little craft, but the context did, like the text over words. And so I might start doing more of that, like instead of doing the video. I know I should still do video of my face and me, like,
because I do hear again, just like stuff you hear, and
it does that
algorithm where people are like, people want to get to know you, like they want to put a face to it, and I'm like, do they?
No, they really do. That's definitely the advice that I would give you and everyone else, which is why I'm like, okay, B, listen to your own advice. I'm like, I know exactly. I'm like, do I have to? I don't want to. I even listen to other people's advice. Why would I listen to mine?
I'm a rural do as I say, not as I do, hairstylist. So I got you.
Yeah, well, with all these interviews, these social media, like, interviews that I've done with business owners, they've all said the same thing of like, it's hard to be consistent, and also you just have to do it and just have to get started. Some of them have like plans. Other ones, most of them are like, I just post when I post. I think that's the hardest thing that I've found, that we have like and it's so funny, I do the same thing for myself. For all of our clients, we have like a plan. Like we have posts planned out 2-3 weeks in advance. It's already has, we know the date, it's going to go out, the time, everything. But for my personal, like my LinkedIn that I'm doing, I'm like, oh, I got to post today.
So I think that's, I guess, I said all these struggles for me. No. But I am even with vacations, right? Like I am like, on this day we're gonna do on this day we're gonna do this, on this day we're gonna do this. My husband is not like that, but I am very much like a planner, and so I feel like I would probably be better if I took the time on like on Sunday.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, this is what I'm going to post these days. I think it would make me feel better. but I don't. And then it just sort of ends up feeling like chaotic, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, what should I post? Oh, wait, what did I just post? Am I posting the same thing? Did I post 4 before and afters in a row? So I do think it would probably benefit me to be one of those people that plans it. I just have not sat down to do it.
Well, I can share, we have like a spreadsheet that we use, that has the calendar and plans it all out. And I actually want to start sharing it for the upcoming months of like a topics calendar, basically, that tells you what holidays are coming up, but then you also can put in your own posts, right?
That would be cool.
Yeah. So I'll share it with you. And then the idea is that I want to start sharing it on my social media. Like on the 15th, there'll be a reminder, hey, plan your May post. Usually what I recommend to people is like set aside a time on a Sunday for 1 hour where you plan out all your posts. Like just sit down, and if you only get 1 post planned for that week, great. If you get 3, great. Schedule them out, you know, and then you're done. And then the stories and the little things that come up as the week goes on, you can do.
Yeah, I think it's hard, like, and this was just me being like judgy Judy over here. I didn't want to post things like, I mean, this gets views, so like, I don't know why I'm hating on it, but like when people do a video and like, they're just staring and like not really reacting, like they're just watching and like doing, and I know that they're doing it to get the views and to get consistency, but I really, for a long time, felt like every post needed to like have this big substance and it needed to be important. And so then it felt like, well, I don't have like 5 important things to say every week. And so I just wouldn't post. But then I made one video, like it was just while I was blow drying somebody. And it was like things that go on in my head. And it took a whopping 2 minutes to like type out. And it did great. And it was like just me blow drying. And it was just like funny. It was nonsense. And that one had so many views, so many reactions. And I was like, well, dang, maybe it doesn't need to be always like super informative and like important, you know?
So there's different ways of engaging, and I think you should use all of them. Is like you can provide information, be a resource for people, like educate them, but also sometimes people just need a break from their day or from the crap they see when they are scrolling, you know, the news and the sad stuff that, you know, we have all those stories. So having something funny and relatable is good. So or those motivational posts, like there's different content's going to speak to different people, and I think all of it is great. So if you had like a funny reel once a week that's just, you know, relatable, and then something educational, and then just a before and after, like that's great content, you know. And I feel like you could totally do that on a Sunday. Like just put together those 3 posts for the week and then you're done. It probably would take.
Well, you make it sound, I know you make it sound so easy to like plan like that, but like I just never thought about, okay, yeah, if these are kind of my 3 things that I enjoy making,
right,
then like I could every Sunday plan for those 3, and if there were any extras, then like cool. If there weren't, cool.
And even if you get just 1 out, again, you know, like I would aim for 1 to 3 and see what you create. Like if you're on a Sunday, if you're doing it and you're like, I really just I'm not feeling creative, I have nothing funny to say, you know, you could either go into Pinterest and like find a meme, or there's tons. Like I do that for our clients. I'm like, I would probably Google hairstylist meme, hair coloring meme, you know, or frequently asked questions, like any question that people ask you, answering that. And again, you could just do it over a video of you blow drying someone's hair, or if you don't want to talk on camera, which I don't, which I get. I know,
I just like typed it out whenever I like the one that was like things that go on my head. I was going to like talk, and then I was like, I'm gonna just type over it. And then I did, and like I said, it did well. And I don't know if it's like because you know you had to like sit there and watch to like read it. But it performed really well. And I also kind of get stuck on always thinking I always have to post a reel instead of just like breaking it up with pictures.
Yeah.
Because I kind of forget that that's also a thing you can do is like just take the pictures, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so then I seemingly am like, oh, okay, well, I'm posting another reel, I'm posting another video. And those are obviously much harder. Well, not harder, but like they're more time than just like posting the pictures.
Yeah.
So I need to get better about that too, because I do take a ton of pictures. I just don't always take a ton of video.
Well, you can also turn the pictures into a slideshow, video. CapCut helps do that. Canva does that. But another thing is you can reuse video. Like if you have that video of you blow drying someone's hair, you can use a different snippet from that video or the same one, just put different context over it. Use it for something else. It could now be an.
I used to delete like I would take a video and blah, 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 and then I would edit it into a reel, and then I would go and delete the video like off my phone. Because I would be like, I already used that video. And like at no point was I like, hello, you can totally reuse them.
Yeah.
Like I was like, they always need to be new. And so there are so many videos that like I don't have of hair that I loved because I was like, I already use this one, it's done. And I was like, what was I thinking? Like, why did I do that?
Well, because you do see people posting a variety of content and new stuff. And yeah, ideally, if you have someone helping, or someone coming in and doing the video every time, or if it's just something that becomes natural for you, then that makes sense. But like you have to start where you're at. And if it doesn't come natural to set up the camera and do the video, then reuse it,
Yeah.
I mean, obviously using new content every time. Well, okay, I say that, but obviously that works. But look at those videos of like the funny guy with the glasses in his bathroom.
Oh, yeah.
Looking at the camera. It's the exact same video sometimes over and over again, just a different thing. And like I see him, I'm like, oh, this is gonna be funny. Let's see what he has to say today. So sometimes the same video actually does really well. They know what they're about to get,
Yeah, that's true. Like knowing. And like, I mean, you'll have new clients or new like viewers or whatever. So like they may not have ever seen that video.
Yes.
But that, for whatever reason, didn't really occur to me when I was like first starting to make the videos. I was like, all right, this is old news now. And then I'm like, why did I do that? I could repost it because I had 300 people. Now I have 500 people. So that's 200 people that
never saw it,
Yeah.
You can always repurpose the old video too. Like if it's been a few months, like why not? If it did really well before and it's been a few months, or even if it didn't, like let's say you created this great video when you only had 200 followers. You're like, man, but this was so good. Try posting it again now. You have 500 followers and maybe
it'll have like a totally different reaction.
Exactly. So
it's funny. I have this one video on TikTok that I couldn't even tell you what the song is. Like, I don't know. It's my sister-in-law. It was nothing like amazing, right? Like we colored her hair a darker brown. Like it was not wild. But like I shared her before, her inspo pic, and like her after. Last summer, maybe, I still get so many notifications on that video about somebody saved it to favorites, or I'll get random comments on it. And I'm like, why is this the video that keeps circulating? Because like I have so many other bigger transformations, but that for whatever reason, that one probably at almost daily gets favorited by somebody. And I'm like, what is it about this video? Like, what did I do? But that just seems to be the one that circles back around places.
And you can't recreate it. Like, it's like you can't plan to go viral, right?
Yeah.
Like, it could have been the time of day that you post. It could have been the audio you used or hashtags you used or copy, who knows? But again, you can't plan for it. You can try your best. So that's what it's like telling people, like, of course, you want to have content that goes viral, but you really just have to produce quality engaging content, do the best you can, and maybe. But that's what we did. I did a video for a client that was on TikTok, and it was like the Addams Family theme song with the snaps, and it was okay. But then when Wednesday came back, oh my God, it just like popped off. Like it was crazy.
Oh,
yeah. And they like still get stuff. Like when did Wednesday come out? That was like forever ago.
Yeah.
Like they still were getting stuff. Oh, it's a great show.
The kids want to watch it. I'm like, no, too young. Sorry.
Yeah. My 9-year-old went to watch it, and one of the opening scenes with the piranhas in the pool, she was like,
never mind.
Yeah. We don't need those nightmares right now.
No, that's what Carly, she dressed up as Wednesday for Halloween. And I was like, she's never even seen like the old Addams Family or like,
oh, that's funny.
New. And I'm like, why do you even know who she is?
Right.
Like, but she was determined. She was like, I look like her with my dark hair. I was like, all right, whatever.
Leia wants to dress up like Megan from like that like doll from the puppet, you know what I mean? She's never seen it. But she's like, I'm gonna be Megan and I'm gonna scare people. And she's like obsessed with it and wants to watch it. And I'm like, no, I don't even want to watch that. That freaks me out.
Cam is weird. She would totally be like, let me be something creepy.
Yeah. Oh, that's Leia. She just wants to be schooly. I mean, that's all of us in my family. So
why am I not trying?
No, yeah, exactly. Comes with the territory. Okay, I think we got enough social media stuff. I feel like we got a good. I just realized it was an hour, and I'm like, yeah, this is gonna be a long video to edit.
Well, random side stories.
I know, but you know what? I think it's good. Like we really did bring. There was a lot of topics that came, and I think especially for other hairstylists, this will be good to hear the struggle.
Yeah, no, I think for sure. I mean, my friends that do hair that are kind of like we've all talked. And so I have like some younger ones that are great. Like I have a friend who posts daily. Like she just switched salons, and so she's like, day 1 at my new salon, day 2 at my new salon, and like she's on it.
Yeah.
And then there's like the ones of us that have been doing it way before social media that like I don't think about doing it in my life. Like I'm like, this is just me, and it's not interesting. But like she makes you want to watch it. Like you're like, oh, go girl, like let's see how like have you got new clients? Like it seems like interesting.
Right.
Mine, I'm like, I get up, I come here, I work a lot, I go to gymnastics, I go home. Like but like I don't know, the younger ones seem, because like their whole lives have been they've just ingrained in social media, like they just know how to do it, and they're like, they have no problem. They're like, oh, get on camera, film. And then those of us have been doing it for a while. It's like, well, what do I film?
Like, do you want to? I had Starbucks.
I know. That is my.
Did you want to know about that?
You want to know my order? But like, people post that.
People do, and they do want to know your order.
And I'm like, I am the most boring because I'm awkward. Dude, I get so embarrassed. I will never, if you have like substitutions in your Starbucks drink and I'm getting you Starbucks, I'm ordering on the app.
Oh my God, the same.
I'm never gonna say it. I am like, I don't care what milk, I don't care. Just make a drink.
Just make a drink. Do you have a leftover in there?
I get so embarrassed when people have these long orders. I can't do it.
What was I gonna say? I won't even stand in line at Starbucks. Like if I'm going in there to like sit, like I'll just sit and I'll order it on the app while I'm sitting. And then I go pick it up when it's ready.
See, this is why we're friends.
I know. I'm like, that sounds perfect. Okay, I'm gonna stop recording because I think we're good. Right? Yeah. Okay, bye.